Hey guys, it's Michelle. So we are home and it's nice to be back in the shop on the front porch where I normally do all of my stuff. I've got a lot of organizing to do from the show, the mustard seed market, and I just wanted to let you guys know that we have so very much appreciated your prayers for Uncle Jack. He has had a huge turnaround. The updates are, for those of you that don't know, he went in for a standard knee replacement. Many years ago, he shattered his knee. He doesn't have bad knees like other people do. He just shattered it, and it has been broken really ever since. And it's been bone on bone, very difficult for him to walk on. And surgeons, we would ask for knee replacements, and the surgeons would all say, no, I'm not doing it, because he had 2 screws and a plate and all this hardware in there, and they're like just not touching it. And he's been in so much pain that recently there have been several times where I just heard him whimpering. And he's a tough guy. Like, let me, come with me. Let's see if he'll let me bring him on camera. Hang on. Uncle Jack, I'm live on Facebook telling them how you're doing. Now, I was getting ready to tell them, say hi, Uncle Jack. I was getting ready to tell them how you're a super tough guy. And how in the past you have literally had a screwdriver through your hand, pulled it out, and then what did you do? After you pulled the screwdriver out of your hand, what did you do? He wrapped his hand, what, with like a towel, like a shop towel or something like that? So this is the toughest guy. When he broke this knee, here it is, you want to see it? There it is. When he broke this knee, he was out on the front sidewalk. You came in, sat on the couch. It was shattered, completely shattered, and he tried to pop it back into place.
Well, I mean, I didn't know he wanted to do it.
Oh my gosh. So I'm telling them how well you're doing. How are you feeling right now?
I'm okay.
Are you glad to be home?
I am.
He's glad to be home. He's feeling good. Thank you, Uncle Jack, for saying hi to our people. They've all been praying for you and asking how you are. So,
I'll be all right.
All right, he's doing okay. He'll be all right. Thank you, Uncle Jack. So anyway, he's Mr. Tough Guy. And so if he's feeling pain, then he is feeling pain. And so if I heard him whimpering, then I heard him whimpering. So we decided knee replacement's happening. And he went through all the tests. He passed the cardiologist. He passed everything. It's all going to be fine. Flying colors, the whole 9 yards. Comes out of surgery. Everything's reasonably good. He couldn't pee. I have to tell you guys this story. A poor man he had to pee. He kept saying, I have to pee. And he kept trying to pee, and he couldn't pee. And we kept saying, Uncle Jack, it's all in your head. You're on pain meds. When they finally, after 4 hours of him trying to pee, they did a bladder scan, and he had 700 milliliters in there. And I felt so bad. Like, I felt so bad. So they helped him take care of that. So then we hit that. Then he goes into atrial fibrillation. If you don't know what that is, it's when your heart rate skyrockets and goes through the roof. And he'd never experienced that before. So we're going through all of that and trying to figure that out. So he moves from what we called the Hilton Joint and Spine Center at Christ Hospital in downtown Cincinnati to the Heart Wing, which they were so great over there. The Joint and Spine Center was great too, but the Heart Wing was just, there's not as much money going to the Heart Center as there is to the, hip and knee replacement place. So we moved over to the Heart Wing. Leah stayed there for 7 days. 7 days. Amazing. I stayed there for 3, and it was just felt like one setback after another. And there were times where he was just like, I wish I had never done this. Well, today on the way home, I asked him, do you have any regrets? And he said no. He's very glad that he did it, because last night we got up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, which we did several times, every single night for the whole time we were there. And he goes, oh, and I was like, what? And he's like, my knee doesn't hurt. And I was like, really? And he's like, yes, it doesn't hurt. So that was a humongous win there. And it just felt like yesterday and the day before we really turned a giant corner. We were really ready to go home yesterday, but they wanted to wait and watch it. So there's a lot of new things going on with him now because of the atrial fibrillation. Leah and I are gonna have to do some research into that ourselves. Right now, we're gonna let them medically treat, because that's what you do, right? And then we'll just see, you know, where it goes. He's being a very good patient, except for eating. We're praying that he eats more. That's our big sticky. He'll do the exercises. He'll do his physical therapy. He's not a fan of food right now, so pray that he wants to eat. His range of motion on that knee is incredible so far. He's doing phenomenal, but there were several times where it was kind of touch and go. Not that he was going to die or anything like that. It's just like, what is going on? He had to have 5 units of blood. Turned out that he had ulcers, and they had to go and do an endoscopy to find that out. Then when they were doing the endoscopy, yes, Uncle Jack is home now, Barry. When they were doing the endoscopy, they discovered that his esophagus has a tightening. It's got a name, something ring. Some of you may even know what it is. And so he took a balloon, and he was kind of good. He's like, the surgeon was so cool. He said, I was going to do him a solid. That's the way he worded it. I'm going to do him a solid and stretch it out for him. So he has this balloon, and he goes to expand the balloon, and at the exact same time, Uncle Jack coughs. The dude tells me afterwards, he said, I've done this thousands of times. That has never happened. I've always wondered what would happen if it did happen, and he tore. So then they had to put a couple of like clamps in there that I guess they don't dissolve, but they fall off and whatever. Modern science and medical fields is weird to me, but anyway. So Lee and I, you know, we've come to realize that there are things that go on with Uncle Jack that we haven't been able to notice. Like, I will notice that sometimes when he eats, he coughs. And so he comes out of this surgery, and the surgeon asks me, does he have trouble swallowing? Does he have trouble, you know, I'm like, I wanted to say no. And then when I really thought about it, I was like, actually, yeah, he does like kind of cough and choke. And so that should no longer be a problem anymore. And I asked that of the guy. I was like, so this won't be a problem? He's like, oh no, like we stretched it too far. So anyway, he'll be able to eat better now, which is great. So we had to just keep waiting for all these different things. Like I said, his blood counts were down. He was having these passing out episodes because he has, and we're going to have to get this worked out, one arm reads, the one that comes right off the heart, so his left arm always reads high, and his right arm reads 40 points lower on the blood pressure. The problem is that the right arm is the one that's causing the symptoms, meaning the passing out and the low blood pressure. So he's on painkillers, which lower your blood pressure. So now he's on a medicine for raising your blood pressure and all these things. So there's been a lot going on. But today we are home, and you saw him. I just went in there. If you missed it, go back and rewind and watch this when I'm done. And he's happy, and he's super swollen. Like, the man is normally Mr. Chicken Legs, and his whole center around his belly, he's probably carrying 30 pounds of water. I don't know. So we're working on getting that drained off, and we're doing a lot of things. And of course, God is doing the biggest work of all. So thank you guys so much for your prayers. Thank you for your patience that we haven't been able to do live videos and do our regular shows. Everybody's like, I hope you enjoyed your time off. We miss you guys. And yes, it is a lot of work to do the shows. But this has not been time off. It's just been a different thing that we're doing, right? But God has been very gracious, and Uncle Jack has been through the ringer, and I'm just so proud of him. He has worked very, very hard to, you know, keep his spirits up and to stay positive and all the things. So again, thank you guys for your prayers, and he is a miracle. He's a miracle. We've seen so many miracles. For those of you that haven't heard the story of the miracle that happened with him 13 years ago, he was an alcoholic, and he'll tell you this story. He smoked, and he had a seizure disorder that was associated to his alcoholism, and he ended up in the hospital after, you know, one too many times ending up in the hospital. Long story short, he ends up quitting drinking. He ends up quitting smoking when he got a tongue cancer, and all these things were like, it's not that he quit, because, you know, people that have wanted to quit these things, you don't ever just make up your mind to do it. And I really hate when people say that, like, oh, they finally made up their mind. No. If anybody ever can really make up their mind to quit, they weren't really captive to the thing. Because Uncle Jack had never wanted to be an alcoholic. He never wanted to smoke. He had tried to quit. He had tried to stop. There was no mind over matter. It was just God. It was just a miracle. And so we're praising God for him, from that miracle. now to this miracle, and it's going to be a long road forward, we know, with a lot of physical therapy and exercise. But the fact that Lee and I were asking him questions earlier, we were like, so how does the knee feel compared to how it felt before? And he said before, this is like a dull ache, and well, he's on a lot of painkillers right now, but this is more of a dull ache, whereas before he said you could just feel that bone grinding, and it was bone on bone. And I think I told you guys this, that when the surgeon came out from doing the knee surgery, she said to me that he had osteoporosis so bad that his bones were like eggshells. And she said she was very happy and pleased with the work that she did, so she's not worried about it at all. But where she put the hardware, she said she reinforced it, and it's all going to be great. And so he was in a lot of pain. And so now this is different, and it's going to be new. It's going to be a different kind of pain, like a soreness instead of a sharp shooting, pain. So we are home, and it's good to be home. So thank you guys again for your support, for your thoughts, for your, emails. Some of you guys have just randomly emailed me and said, we're thinking about you guys. Uncle Jack certainly appreciates it. I hope you saw that on his face. He's such a jokester. He's a really funny guy. We stay in fits. We stay in laughter all the time with him around. But sometimes, it gets emotional. And he's had a couple of really emotional bouts this week. 10 days we were in the hospital. We were supposed to be in there for one full 24 hours. But it's okay, because we've come out and God's going to work it all out. We're now on, like I said, new medicines, new issues that have arisen, not caused by what the hospital did. Normally I'm really worried that that's the case. This is not the case with this. These are things that I think he was already dealing with. The atrial fibrillation, I think he already had, we just didn't know. So again, now we have this diagnosis, and now we can treat it and of course pray into it. So very, very excited to see how God moves in his life moving forward. And we will be getting back to shows tomorrow. We will be doing our headline news. Speaking of fathers, because Uncle Jack is like a dad to us, way more than my dad ever was. It's interesting when you're in the hospital and people are like, who are you? And we're like, well, we're his nieces, but we're pretty much like his daughters. And his sons have been amazing through all of this as well. And he always lights up when they show up. And it's so funny because, Uncle Jack sees Leah and I every day, but when his sons, my cousins, who are also like my brothers, show up, his whole face lights up. And like the whole time when he was having a really bad bout, and Leah's like, can we think about like the things that you're thankful for? And he's like, well, I'm thankful for my 2 boys and my 4 grandsons. And and he gets all emotional when he talks about that. So that's really great. But anyway, speaking of fathers, I know this sounds like a plug. It's not. It's just because I have felt really bad. I've been really wanting to do this Father's Day sale ever since we launched the Armor of God series for men, because we launched it for Mother's Day because it was just ready to go and I wanted to launch it. But now that we have the products, I wanted to do a Father's Day sale. I just didn't think that we were going to be in the hospital this long. So I have finally officially launched the Father's Day sale on the website. It works on everything on the website, 10% off. Use promo code DAD10. That'll go through the 17th. And I'm back in the shop. I've got to organize some of this stuff and put the tablecloths and things away from the mustard seed market that we did. But I've got, everything is ready to go, and I'm ready to start shipping stuff. I've got some orders already that need to go out that I will get to either tonight or first thing tomorrow. But I am excited about doing a Father's Day sale. I've been wanting to do it for a while. So if you would like to order from our general store, you can. Shop.resistancechicks.com and use promo code DAD10. He's come home for Father's Day, which is amazing. So I'm super excited about that. And I hope you guys have a wonderful Father's Day weekend as well. We will be doing a world news program on Father's Day, so we will see you then. And remember, it's not just a conspiracy theory. If it's actually the truth, we love you. God loves you. God bless. See you next time, right here on ResistanceChicks.com.